Hello guys, welcome to another lecture. So in previous lecture we have seen 5 properties of continuous time Fourier transform, that are linearity property, shifting in time domain, time reversal, time scaling and duality property. Now remaining properties we will cover in this video. So next property is shifting in frequency domain. So if xt has Fourier transform x of omega, then xt e to the power j omega naught t will have Fourier transform x of omega minus omega naught, and xt e to the power minus j omega naught t will have Fourier transform x of omega plus omega naught. So means shifting in frequency domain result multiplication of exponential in time domain. Another property is, so before going to another property, let us see this question based on this shifting in frequency domain property. Let us say xt is cos omega naught t. So cos omega naught t can be written as e to the power j omega naught t plus e to the power minus j omega naught t by 2. So as we know, one has Fourier transform 2 pi del omega. This we can write from duality property. Then shifting in frequency domain, del omega minus omega naught will multiply e to the power j omega naught t with 1, and del omega plus omega naught will multiply e to the power minus j omega naught t with 1. So this e to the power j omega naught t and e to the power minus j omega naught t will have Fourier transform in this form. So now putting these value, we can write that cos omega naught t has Fourier transform pi del omega minus omega naught plus del omega plus omega naught. And if xt is sin omega naught t, then sin omega naught t can be written as exponential e to the power j omega naught t minus e to the power minus j omega naught t by 2j. Again we know the Fourier transform e to the power j omega naught t and e to the power minus j omega naught t. By putting these value, we can find Fourier transform of sin omega naught t. This will be pi by j del omega minus omega naught minus del omega plus omega naught. Now our next property is convolution and multiplication. So if x1t has Fourier transform x1 omega and x2t has Fourier transform x2 omega, then x1t convolved with x2t will have Fourier transform as x1 omega multiplied with x2 omega, and x1t multiplied with x2t will have Fourier transform 1 upon 2 pi x1 omega convolved with x2 omega. So we can see here that multiplication in one domain results convolution in another domain, and convolution in one domain results multiplication in another domain. So let us see modulation theorem. So if consider a baseband modulating signal xt with maximum frequency omega m, the signal is multiplied with a high frequency carrier signal cos omega ct to generate output modulated signal by t. So this by t can be written as xt multiplied with cos omega ct. So multiplication in time domain is convolution in frequency domain. So y omega we can write as 1 upon 2 pi. Let xt has Fourier transform x omega, and we know the Fourier transform of cos omega ct. So this will be x of omega convolved with, we know Fourier transform of cos omega ct will be pi del omega minus omega c plus del omega plus omega c. So this will be 1 upon 2. We know any xt convolved with del t is xt, and xt convolved with del t minus t naught is xt minus t naught. So this will be x omega minus omega c plus x omega plus omega c. This is our modulation theorem. We can multiply this signal xt with sinusoidal signal also. If this way sin omega ct, then yt will be xt multiplied with sin omega ct, and y omega will be 1 upon 2 pi x omega convolved with Fourier transform of sin omega ct is pi by j del omega minus omega c minus del omega plus omega c. So this will be 1 upon 2j x omega minus omega c minus x omega plus omega c, where omega is frequency and omega c is that carrier frequency. Our next property is differentiation in time domain. Differentiation in time domain. So if xt has Fourier transform as x omega, then dxt by dt, which is differentiation in time domain, will have Fourier transform as j omega x of omega. So let us see one question based on this property. Let us say xt is signum t. So we know signum function can be written as signum t is 1 for t greater than 0 and minus 1 for t less than 0, and it is 0 at t equal to 0. So this is our xt. So differentiation of xt in time domain will be dxt by dt is, this will be a impulse of amplitude 2 as t0, and otherwise it will be 0. So we can write dxt by dt is 2 del t. So Fourier transform of this dxt by dt is del t has Fourier transform 1, so this will be 2. It means this is j omega x of omega, this is 2. It means x of omega is 2 by j omega, which is Fourier transform of signum t. So signum t has Fourier transform 2 by j omega. We can write signum t as 2ut minus 1. So taking Fourier transform on both the side, we can write as signum t has Fourier transform 2 by j omega. Let us say ut has Fourier transform xu of omega. This 1 will have Fourier transform, as we know del t has Fourier transform 1, so 1 will have 2 pi del of omega. 2 pi del of omega. So we can write from here that xu of omega, 2xu omega is 2 by j omega plus 2 pi del omega. So xu of omega, which is Fourier transform of ut, unit step signal, this will be 1 upon j omega plus pi del omega. So this is also one important result which we have to remember. So now let us take one another question based on this property. Let us say xt is 1 upon pi t. So we know that signum t has Fourier transform 2 by j omega. So by using duality property we can write 2 by jt will have Fourier transform 2 pi signum of minus omega. We know signum function is odd, so we can write 2 upon jt will have 2 pi minus 2 pi signum omega. From here 2 will cancel out and we will take pi in this side. So 1 upon pi t will have Fourier transform as this we can write from linearity property minus j signum of omega. So 1 upon pi t is Hilbert transform. So we can see from here that Hilbert transform provides a phase shift of minus 90 degree. Now let us see another property which is integration in time domain. Integration in time domain. So if xt has CTFT x of omega, then minus infinity to t xt dt will have Fourier transform as 1 upon j omega x omega plus pi x of 0 del omega. This x of 0 is x of omega at omega equal to 0. Means this is value of x omega at omega equal to 0. So the second part will be present if this x of omega at omega equal to 0 is non-zero. Or we can write this in another word as we know x omega is minus infinity to infinity xt e to the power minus j omega t dt. So x omega at omega equal to 0 will be integration of xt dt. Means if this is non-zero, it means area under xt is non-zero, then only the second term will be present. So now our next property is differentiation in frequency domain. Differentiation in frequency domain. So if xt has CTFT at x omega, then differentiation in frequency domain means dx omega by d omega multiply with j. This will be t of xt. Or we can write this as minus jtxt will have Fourier transform as dx omega by d omega. Means differentiation in frequency domain result is multiplication of minus jt in time domain. So let us see one example based on this property. Let us say xt is e to the power minus at ut. Now we know x of omega is 1 upon a plus j omega. Then t e to the power minus at ut. Fourier transform of t ut to the power minus at ut we have to find. So we know this will be j dx omega by d omega, which is j differentiation of this will be minus 1 upon a plus j omega whole square multiply with j. So this will be 1 upon a plus j omega whole square. So t e to the power minus at ut has Fourier transform 1 upon a plus j omega whole square. So these are all properties of continuous time Fourier transform. Let us stop this module here. In subsequent module, we will see further topics of continuous time Fourier transform. Thank you.